Sorry, I'm just eating my daughter's raspberries. Look, at least it's not chocolate eclairs tonight, but they're too good not to have one more. While you all join me and come on live on my main page. Okay. So guys, I'm here for my regular 5 nights a week spot. And yes, I'm eating raspberries, but I've had a really long and really constructive day. I want to know how your day's going. And I also want to look at your stars tonight, but also look at your astrology and your star sign to help you find the positive away from the negative in your life. Now, Sam Clements, how are you doing? Let me just put a few banners up as well. Let's get that one up. Let's get this one up. Hold on one second. What shall I put up? Let's have a little look. Let's go to let's have a little look. I'm trying to find, I've got so many banners. There you go. Help me get, please guys, to 10,000 followers if you can. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it will help me get up there on social media where I want to be. I'm doing very, very good indeed, please. So Abby Davis, your day's been busy but positive. I think everybody at the moment is having a really busy time, aren't they? Hey, if you can answer, do you see me? So lots of people want readings as well. But first of all, I want to tell you a bit about the lineup. I have just been in my private members club where Jasmine Brown has helped me to fix my washing machine through helping me realize I could Google an error code it had. So I won't show you her address, but I will tell you, Jasmine, I put a little present in this bag for you and I will seal it up and I will post it tomorrow when I post my tarot card orders. There you go. So I'm having a bad hair day. Don't care. Not much I can do about it. I've been out in the rain a couple of times today. We are going to have a little look at your positive and your negative traits. But let's have a little look about astrology first of all. So Mercury is in Gemini and went into Gemini on May the 3rd and remains there until July the 11th. When Mercury is in Gemini, we're especially communicative, curious, and sociable. So it feels really, really at home there because, of course, it's Mercury is Gemini's ruling planet. We've got Venus in Gemini too from May the 8th till June the 2nd. So curiosity killed a cat. Be very, very careful of playing with fire and be careful, please, of what you wish for, guys, as well. Now, 3 to 4 times a year, the planet Mercury appears to stop. Looks like it's going in reverse. We call it retrograde. It's not actually going backwards. It's because we're still moving. And although it's just what we call an optical illusion, it always seems to cause problems. It's when computers go wrong. It's when we fall out with our loved ones. People misunderstand the things that we say. So good old planet Mercury, he's behaving at the moment, guys. But on May the 29th, make a note in all of your diaries, please. He turns retrograde. We don't like that. It's not good news, but it's a little bit like ripping a plaster off, a Band-Aid off. It reveals problems that we couldn't see before. So from May the 29th to June the 22nd, you need to be careful of breaking things that we're just fixing. Don't drop your phone. If you haven't got a phone cover, if you haven't got a screen protector, get one, guys, by May the 29th, please. You will thank me later. My mother was a Pisces, the most psychic sign in the Zodiac. She was known for breaking things, especially TVs and mobile phones don't last for longer than a week with her. What sign are you? And do you find that you've got a psychic ability to tune in well to people, to break technology, or what's your special gift? Because I want to look at your positive traits. As we're coming out of lockdown, guys, lots of us are feeling anxious. We don't know what to do. We don't know how we'll feel. When you don't have to wear a mask anymore, when you can go into a restaurant, are you going to suffer from anxiety? Do you think your worst traits will go? That's that raspberry, sorry. Excuse me, hold on. That's the stars paying me back for eating on the show again, isn't it? Honestly, I'm going to be the size of a house soon. Look, it was only a raspberry. Okay, so I'm looking at your positive traits. Oh my goodness me. Let's take a little look at all of you for the moment and just tell me your star sign and what you think either a positive or a negative trait of yours is. And I'll tell you if I agree or not, okay? I want to help you make the most of your sign. So we've got a Leo there. Let's bring you up as well. Hello, Sarah Man. So sorry for unprofessionally eating on the show. Being a Leo, okay, we know that you're loyal, but we also know that you're very proud as well. A few of the key traits that I've picked out for you is how generous you are. All of you Leos there, but you're ruled by the sun, proud-natured, prone to depression sometimes. How did you cope, Sarah Man, with lockdown? Are you worried? Because I do feel with Leos, although they want to get out there again, they've probably got used to ruling their own roost as well. So really, people controlling you, you don't like that. But actually, you're very noble and you care for others. So if you're a Leo and you're worried about coming out of lockdown, then let me give you some advice. Call a friend who needs you more than you need them and do them a favor. And what it will do is it will help you make that first step back to reality. I really have got a frog in my throat tonight, haven't I? I won't lie, I did eat some cold spaghetti bolognese just now because I ran out of time as well. So I think everything's stuck in my throat. Hold on a second. Let's get to the Cancerian there as well. Okay, Tony Blunt, you need to message me because you can't be both Cancer and Leo. The year that you were born, the sun will have been only in one of those signs, and that's the sign that you need to read each time that you read your horoscope. So let me take somebody else for the moment as well. Let's go for Claire Ellis, an Aquarian. So I shall also put my thing down just a little bit as well so you can see my head. There you go. And now we see the lipstick as well. I just put on before without a mirror. Well, there's nothing like a live show, is there? Claire Ellis, being an Aquarian, some of the best traits that I've written down for you is that you're weird. I love being weird, love being eccentric. That's what Aquarians are. Also very individualistic. Now, we know that we're in the age of Aquarius, that lasts 2,000 years, but actually because it's your time as well, you could become too idealistic. What do you think, Claire Ellis, are your best traits as an Aquarian? Eccentric to the point you worry sometimes as well. So the very things you look forward to in life can become your biggest fears. Playful and teasing, that's what Aquarians are. But the best thing about you is that you're forward planning and you're inventive. Try to think of a famous Aquarian. Oh, for the name. Robbie Williams. There you go. That's a typical Aquarian, don't you think? Linda Ann Ratcliffe, you're like that one because you've been to see Robbie in concert lots and lots of times, haven't you? But just like Robbie Williams, the Aquarian, when you feel that you're getting yourself into a rut, you have to keep eyes forward and make new plans as well. So the Gemini there, also the gypsy of the Zodiac, being an empath, always thinks the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. Whatever you decide, you'll always wonder, could I have done something different? Restless is a key trait that I've just written down as well for you Geminis. Generous to a fault sometimes, but not always spending your money or money you can afford. So you do need to watch pennies, especially this year if you are a Gemini. I call it the pirate of the Zodiac as well, because the need to move on sometimes can be your biggest fault. You need a physical attraction if you're a Gemini as well as a mental one. But the great thing about you is that you're so versatile, and you often find that Geminis do many different jobs in their life rather than just doing one. That's a negative trait as well, because you can be inconsistent. So we were looking at Leos, weren't we? So Sarah Mann has commented here. So you say you're a Leo and your honesty is your best trait and worst trait. That's true. And it's just like a Virgo as well, who is blunt to the point of rudeness. You will also find, guys, that the people you keep around you in your life that you choose to have as friends will often be the same star signs as well. So you were okay during lockdown. That's because you could rule your own nest, and you use the extra time to your advantage to better yourself in your career and train your mind. Lots of exciting things happening soon. Interestingly enough, what I've got to add to that you didn't say, Sarah Mann, and for all Leos, is did you do a lot of home improvements or spend money on the home if you're a Leo? Because that's something that they like to do as well. Let's come on to the gorgeous Frankie Payne as well, who is a Sagittarius. I always ask this, have you got good legs, Frankie? Because years ago when I used to do This Morning, I had to come up with examples of famous people for things. And my favorite Sagittarian was Tina Turner. So Sagittarius rules the legs. And if you look at Tina Turner, you can't think of anyone, can you, that's got better legs than that woman there. So let me know if your legs are one of your best points. Honest, possessive. Would have said that about you, Frankie. So I wonder what your moon is in. Optimistic, definitely for you. Freedom loving and philosophical as well. Instant connections is what you need if you are a Sagittarian. And also your negative traits is that you don't think things through as well. That's the thing with fire signs. So fire signs of the zodiac are Aries, Leos, and Sagittarians. And they make impulsive decisions, which are good because they're from the heart. But the problem with that, of course, is when you haven't thought things through, it can have rather precarious consequences as well. Best traits, supportive and enthusiastic of others as well. So Frankie agrees. Yes, she's got great legs. There you go. Sagittarians have great legs. If you are one and you say no, uncover your legs, look in the mirror. I bet you look and go, do you know what? They're not bad. They're not bad at all. Let's go on to somebody else. Should I just pick? Let's see who we come to. There you go, the lovely Dawn Rose. How are you? So I always say about Virgos, and you know what? You can learn astrology with me on my shows as well, guys. So Virgos would have on their gravestone, I always say, told you I was ill. They're known as the hypochondriacs of the zodiac, and they don't mean to, but they can often be obsessed with what tablets to take for what things. They can often link to the medical profession. They can also make great counselors. So it's just that they worry about things at times. They really, really do. If you know your star sign and you think that you've got traits about them that are true or not true, put down what you're like and what your star sign is. Lorraine Haywood, I do not believe your legs are awful. I dare you to send a picture in to me. I really do. Virgos worry about everything. Cameron Diaz is a Virgo, and she also, a few years ago, she wrote a book about how she rebooted her health. I read it. It was a brilliant book indeed, but she'd gone from a daily hamburger eating person to juicing, detoxing, doing all of the liters of water a day, and turned her life around with her health as only a Virgo can do. They're also quite shy in private as well, and I would think that about you, Dawn Rose, but they're very overcritical of themselves, and they're also perfectionists as well. What they seek in love and want is a true love. Aizen said that's true as well. I don't say your name wrong, do I? I say your name right, do I? Is it Ashling? Please let me know and write it as I should say it, because I hate getting your name wrong. Do you know what? Virgos have good judgment and very refined taste. So I bet you've got something in your wardrobe that you value that's really good quality. The problem with a Virgo as well is that they're fault finding. And sometimes, guys, you're fault finding so much that you find fault with yourself too much. Let's have a look. Hold on. Who have I got here? Taurus. I'm an overthinker. So Taurus is an earth sign. And I've always said this. They love three things in life: food, sex, and money. But at the end of the day, they're all about love because they're ruled by Venus, the planet of love. Taurus rules the throat. So if you're feeling stressed, one of the first parts of your body to go will be the throat, will be getting a husky voice. But you need to be grounded if you're a Taurian. So if you're in a relationship that's not labeled, that would be the worst thing in the world. It really would. Stubborn, sensual, loyal as well. Key words for you as a Taurian is persevering. But on a negative trait, you can be quite plodding as well. You can often tell a Taurian sometimes as well by their neck, their throat can be quite thick in a man as well. And sometimes when I've done stage shows, you can pick out the man that's a Taurian because he seems to have a thicker part of his neck than the rest of his body as well. The best assets for a Libran, somebody is asking. Well, I think the fact that you show, Michaela, true love and true commitment. I mean, it's very difficult for Librans are the ones who flirt. So people think, oh, there's a womanizer or a man-eater. But actually, they're the ones that you don't have to worry about. Because I don't know if you agree or not, but sometimes it's the ones who are quiet and don't flirt openly who are doing things that they shouldn't be. Don't you think? Do you agree with that? I like this. Catherine Kelly says, apparently Virgo makes a good lover. Don't you think any sign makes a good lover if they're with the right partner? It's a key to compatibility as well. So maybe in a moment, we'll go on and talk about compatibility as well. Let's have a little look. Lol, yes, I agree. Let's get some more of you as well. So Leo likes to rule their roost. Annie Easton, being a Leo, you're ruled by the sun. So happy-natured, but prone to depression at times as well. Leo rules the back and the spine. So when you feel down, when you've got problems in your life, or when you are run down, it can be the back that's the first thing to go. But I think lots of people are having back problems from the fact we've all been laid on couches, haven't we, for the last year. So let me know what star sign you are, but also tonight, let me know not just what star sign you are, but let me know what your biggest fear about coming out of lockdown is. Leos are proud, but they're fun-loving. So Annie, you will love a good party. And I'm sure that when you go out, now that lockdown is eased, you'll be the first one to go and the last one to leave. But not just a party girl or a party guy. Leos also require respect as well. And if you don't get respect, you'll be off to a new kingdom and never looking back, my darling. You don't like being controlled, but you can be controlling yourself. You're dignified, respectful, and noble as well. Pisces, you like mixing with people. Of course, being a water sign, you need to talk your problems through. Pisces, obviously, the health rules the feet. It starts from the top of the body with Aries and goes right down as well. Pisces are very dramatic and they can have a really addictive nature. And now I'm thinking of famous Pisces and I can't think of any. Dreamy, shy, make great writers, but also emotional, sensitive. And you know what? On a bad day, Pisces can be quite depressive towards themselves and dark as well. What you want and you need is raw emotion. You're imaginative and addictive to be with. The Pisces are also hypersensitive as well. So you say that's right, Annie Easton. You're first on the dance floor, and I bet you're the last to leave as well. So, let's have a little look. Chrissy says, I'm a Leo. I love my family and love supporting them and love keeping the house tidy. And so proud of my family, and they are my world. It's not just that. For a Leo, that's your pride, isn't it? And that's your family that you need to look after. That's your kingdom. And Leos like to have a bit of a show home as well. So I think your home would really put mine to shame, Chrissy. And you need to comment back because I love hearing that as well. So what sign was Ronan Keating? I should know this from years ago, and I can't think. Indecisive, you say, about Librans. That's definitely the trait that's 100% true for me. Let me run this through before I give you some readings. If you are an Aries, Libra, I hate injustice. That's why in tarot cards, Libra belongs to the Justice card. It's all about the scales, isn't it? And the courts. And that's how that card can relate to courts and legal dealings as well. Librans make very, very good lawyers or people in courts to sort problems out. I'm going to go through this and have a little look. You want to know about Capricorns. Capricorns make great teachers, sometimes linked to the health profession as well. What I wanted to say about Capricorns earlier when I wrote my notes is they're ambitious. They can be unromantic at times in the wrong company. They're constructive and disciplined. They're very responsible. But let's go through the positive traits for each of the signs and then get on with some readings. How do you like that, guys? Let me just have some more of my tea. It's Earl Grey again tonight. So Ronan Keating is a Pisces, and he's definitely got an addictive personality, hasn't he? So as we come out of lockdown, if you're an Aries, please draw on the trait that shows that you're forceful as well. You're brave, and you're also headstrong. So make up your mind, if you're an Aries, how you're going to come out of lockdown, what you want from it, and don't let anybody change your mind as well. Let me just take this off. Somebody said that, right, I want to go through it. So if you are an Aries, you are positive, you're forceful, make up your mind how you want to come out of this lockdown and stick to your plans. If you're a Taurian, then the good thing is you can persevere with things. You're stubborn and you're sensual, so you can flirt your way to get what you want, but you're loyal at the same time. So a great, great team player. If you're a Gemini, then the best thing is that you're versatile. And of course, we all have to be versatile as we come out of lockdown, don't we? You're sociable and you're generous, but sometimes you're generous to a fault. What about you Cancerians as well out there? Well, you're changeable. So Cancerians can change with the times if they've got the love of good people around them. You're also very protective as well. And you find, don't you, that if you protect those around you that you love, that they'll protect you in return as well. But you need to make sure that you get the loyalty back. And Cancerians, when they get hurt, can be alone. And that's not good for a Cancerian. They're all about the home and the people that they love. If you are a Leo, your sense of humor and your loyalty to family is what can get you through lockdown as well, and what can get you back to the real world. If we go on to Virgos, you've got good judgment. And the problem is Virgos give advice and we don't want to hear it. But the annoying thing is that they're right. If we go on to Librans as well, they are graceful and they're classy. So Librans can aim higher than they think. The way that you dress, the way you present yourself, you're an asset to any situation. So as we're almost halfway, we're just over halfway through the Zodiac now. You're saying that's so true for me, says a Cancerian, says a Leo, says Tony Blunt. Chrissy says, I'm always tidying up, making sure everything is clean and making sure we have everything we need and everyone is happy. And then I stand proud. Good for you guys. And all I want to do is empower you that over the next few days, you make the most of what's ahead of you. Of course, for a Scorpio, it's the fact that you're so intense. Once you make your mind up what you want, there is nothing in this world that will stop you from getting it. Just make sure you don't go too far like some Scorpios and go to any length to get it as well. But it's your dramatic nature that can really help you. And of course, if you didn't know, Scorpio is the second most psychic sign in the Zodiac, with Pisces being the first. Should we go on to you Archers then and have a little look at Sagittarians? For you Sagittarians, you are supportive of others and you're also very enthusiastic. Michael Crowther, welcome to tonight. Enchiladas for tea, love that. Don't forget to comment your star sign. If you just joined us, I'm Claire Petulengro, and I'm looking at your sign's positive traits to lead you out of lockdown. Sagittarians can also make instant connections with people, which is good. But because a Sagittarian is supportive, it means that others feel they need to pay that back. So somewhere along the line, you'll find unexpected support from someone you probably helped 10 years ago. Moving on to the Capricorns, an earth sign of the Zodiac there. Very responsible when they need to be, a Capricorns, and they're always willing to learn new things. They're also very ambitious, but very constructive as well. So being a Capricorn, oh good, we haven't missed you yet, Michael. Being a Capricorn, you're somebody who can present yourself for any job you're doing in the way that you need to. Should we take a look at Michael Crowther then? Being an Aquarian, you can be weird, you can be strong, you can be idealistic, independent and intellectual. You can also, Michael, be distant and idealistic. And in relationships, you will need and like playful teasing. The positive thing for you is coming out of lockdown, you're very inventive And Aquarians are very good at forward planning as well. So use those facts, use those traits to make the best of the weeks ahead. Lastly, let's move on to Pisces. And Pisces' positive traits is that they're so imaginative and so addictive for others to be with. They just have to keep out of the way or keep away from those who have addictive behavior, because then they may well join the bandwagon. I think they're changeable, so a Pisces can adapt to any situation that they want to. Should we have a quick look at your colors as well? Oh, so Frankie Payne says, who is Sagittarius? Is that you to a T? I should be an astrologer, shouldn't I? I think you'd be a great TV presenter. Oh, thank you very much. Who is Sagittarius most compatible with romantically? So other fire signs, Aries, Leos, or fellow Sagittarians. Also air signs, so Gemini, Libra, and Aquarians as well. But you know what? This is what we call sun sign astrology. So it's also important that if you meet somebody who's not your ideal sun sign match, that you have a look at what their moon is in, what their rising sign is, and also the rest of their chart as well. Because it's all about adapting, isn't it? And it's also all about using our best traits and putting the negative ones away on a shelf. A newsreader, says Christy Weekly, hello, and welcome to the news tonight. And do you know what? The reason that I use my voice like I do is I had a speech impediment when I was 6. And the school sent me to see a speech and drama teacher. And I kept on seeing her privately until I was 16. And then Mitch helped me with my voice as well. But just to give me confidence, because I used to have a lisp. And when I'm very tired, it still comes back slightly. So I do a lot of phone lines with my astrology lines. And you might have seen, guys, that when you read your free daily horoscopes on here, which goes out early to club members, that you'll see that you can call my star line, which is basically a pre-record line telling you about your week ahead, recorded by me. And so I have to do that as well. So although I laugh and have a natter on the Lengro ladies and with the lives and stuff, I do have to use my voice for work as well. But let's have a little look. That's so me. Are Libra and Gemini compatible? Oh, yes. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Absolutely love that match as well. The Libras and the Geminis will flirt with each other till the cows come home and then keep doing it for a decade afterwards as well. Who are Cancers most compatible with? So are the water signs, really. Cancers, Scorpios, Pisces, but also earth signs. So Taurians, Virgos, and Capricorns. What you'll find is sometimes in life, we look for people who have got the missing element that we haven't got in our chart. For example, if in your birth chart you had a lot of things in fire or earth and air signs, but you didn't have anything in water, then you'd be wanting to gravitate towards someone who might be a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancerian. Why? Well, to fill in your missing blanks, guys. So let's do some more compatibility, shall we? Who is Taurus more attracted to romantically? You see, that's a difficult question, isn't it? Because you could get a star sign like an Aquarian or a Pisces who would want to go for somebody that's not going to be good for them because they might be going through a destructive phase. So then you could be in a good phase as well when Mercury is not in retrograde like it is now, and you'll go for the right match as well. You would be interested in water in a Scorpio because they're your polar opposite. So that means they're 6 signs across from you in the zodiac. But earth signs, Virgo, Capricorns, Cancerians, Scorpios, Pisces. Let's have a little look. Are you saying are Capricorns and Cancerians? So yeah, because it's earth and water together. So that's a good combination. Very good in bed together, actually, as well. That's good to know, says Michaela. My fiance is a Gemini. You can keep him. It's okay. The wedding can go ahead. Just say, I've asked Claire, and all is fine. So I wanted to give you a little bit more of an idea about how astrology works. And when you read your sun sign reading, on my site or in the newspapers that I write for. I was in more than 112 newspapers. I'm not sure how many I'm in at the moment and how many newspapers since lockdown have gone online or have folded. But what I do know is we've got to act from the heart, but we also need to keep away from the people who spring up danger signals for us. And sometimes a lot of the signs, they find that they want to go with someone who's bad because they're in that phase of their life. But you have to all make the decisions now, guys, as we go back to normality, about what kind of life you all want to have. Why? That's because we have a choice, and that choice is to take a good path or a bad path. But it's a second chance that we've got, guys. So please, please don't waste it, but make the best of you and make your life the best it can be. So a Virgo and an Aquarium. So we'd have to look at your whole chart as well. But let me tell you, the fact is you will be the boss of the relationship, because as an Aquarian, he will go off on his own ideas. He'll like doing his own things sometimes in his own mind, but you'll say, this is how it's going to be. So because you rule the roost, it's absolutely great. But hubby may at times have things where he thinks, oh, I'm feeling a bit henpecked. But, you know, secretly, a lot of men love to be controlled and love to be mothered in some way as well. Great caring sign that yours is, Kelly, as well. And I think that's a really interesting combination that you've got there as well. Life will be an adventure for you. Let's have a little look. Chrissy, are you happy on your own? Then I'm happy for you. We've all got to make our own journeys, but it's not just about who we decide to be with in bed, romantically, with friends. Sometimes we spend more time with the people we work with than those we choose to be with in our personal life, don't we? And I know that a lot of my clients, they want readings because they get home shattered and don't have any time for a personal life at all. So it's also about making the right choices for our careers as well and what we do as a living. But I don't think that now we're coming out of lockdown, there's any room for embarrassment, because the clients I'm giving readings to, they've lost homes, they've lost all their money. More than that, they've lost their loved ones. So it's a chance, guys, to put pride to one side and to say to yourself, who do I want to be now? Love this one. Absolutely. You've got two earth signs together. Again, very good physically with that one as well. As far as finances are concerned, when you're good with finances together, you're very, very good. When you're bad, you're terrible. So just make sure that you don't go through a bad phase of overspending at the same time, please. So Jane, you will like other water signs. You will like Scorpio. You will like Cancerians, also Taurians, Virgos, and Capricorns as well. I did an article for a newspaper many years ago, and I came across it on my computer today when I was looking for ideas for future shows, and it was called How to Tell Your Partner is Cheating for Their Star Sign. And I was thinking about doing it on a live in the next few weeks. What do you think, guys? Or could I be opening a very large can of worms? Maybe I'll just say, you know, when they say they're doing a particular thing, that could mean they're cheating. And I could be sent the bill for loads of divorces. I don't know. I do know that sun sign astrology is your first guide to what someone is like. The same way if we look at someone and say they're a goth, they're gay, they are an artist, you know, it's a first layer and it's really nothing about the whole person, is it? And there's nothing about any of us that is really bad. We are all made up to be the most amazing characters that we are. And I think we need to celebrate everything that we are, especially our incredible quirks or the things about ourselves. The things about ourselves that we don't like are sometimes our biggest strengths as well. So I want you all to learn to like and to love yourself as well. So Kelly Elizabeth says, doesn't necessarily that mean that we're compatible though. He's the boss. He says he's the breadwinner and I'm the homemaker. Kelly, you're the boss because he's going out and doing the work while you get to get home, watch me on lives, do what you want. order what you want. So I don't agree with that one at all. But for him to say he's a breadwinner, that's where the quirks will come in with your star sign as well. Would you like to be somebody who goes out to work, or would you like to be the person who stays at home and spends the money? You see, some star signs couldn't stay at home and be a housewife or a house husband. So we are all individuals, aren't we? Vicky James, hello back to you as well. Let's have a little look. I love to be on Facebook and Aquarian, because Aquarians, Michael Crowther, are all about the future and computers as well. The age of Aquarius that lasts for 2,000 years that we're now in is all about the time they talked about when we would have computers doing things for us. The age of Pisces, when Jesus existed and was written about, he was a fisherman, born under the sign, born in the age of Pisces as well. Astrology is fascinating, and as I've gone around the world and lectured on it at universities and schools and hotels and people's houses, I never stop learning and finding out amazing facts. Let me just bring up that one, Michael, as well. So I love to be on Facebook. I'm Aquarian, completely do my own thing, but also love people around me. You like to chatter and natter when you want to. I just nipped to the shops for bread and fruit, decided to buy an elderly neighbour flowers. No idea where the idea of flowers came from. That's because you look into the future when you need to, and you will act on impulse like that as well. Let's have a little look. Let's bring up, are two star signs, this is an interesting question, compatible together? Yes, there's an instant attraction between two sun signs at the same, but once you fall out, the very things that you love about each other can be the things that most irritate you about each other as well. We are all equal indeed, aren't we? So what I wanted to say to you is I'm going to do some readings now. Shall I do some readings? There's your astrology lesson for today over, guys. 3 to 4 times a year, the planet Mercury appears to stop and actually reverse. And although it's just an optical illusion, Mercury's retrograde always seems to cause problems to all of us in one way or the other. So why don't we try a test? If you can write down that on May the 29th, Mercury turns retrograde, which means it appears that it's going backwards because it stood still and we're still going forwards. See if communications go up the spout a little bit. Yeah. Use your time between now and the 29th of May to get things done that are important, such as legal transactions, sorting out work issues, having that big talk with somebody, finding out if a relationship's going to go forward, because it does become a little bit difficult when Mercury's in retrograde. You'll also find, and this has been documented on various TV shows and things that I've done, that electrical things go wrong. So if you haven't got your phone insured, then make sure that you get it insured or get a screen protector in time for May the 29th. Oh, Chrissy, thank you. How are my family and the girls? So Lucy's not very well at the moment. She's got a stinking cold and she was off school today. So she's tucked up in her bed at the moment, and she's had some medicine, and she actually ate a spaghetti bolognese that she requested. So thank you so much for asking, my darling. Okay, so let me get my board and let me pick someone for a reading. Let me pick that up. And let me find my crystal ball as well and get organized. It's been a long day today, guys. If you haven't noticed, I thought that as we come out of lockdown, lots of you might need some help. So I've done a 20% off offer, which is still on at the moment, for you to get 20% off of personal readings. And it means that when I come off of here as well, I've got a personal client as well, and I've been booked up all day today as well. So let's get you that need a reading on here, let's get you done as well. We've still got about 20 minutes left, I think, as well. So who shall we go for? Do I have a shop, Claire? Do you know what, Chrissy, the truth is I had a shop on Brighton Seafront for 10 years. And then before the pandemic, I decided I wanted to give it up. And I used to drag my daughters and all of my children actually to work on Brighton Seafront. And before that, I was at OK Magazine and doing This Morning and the Steve Wright Show. And right now, while my last two children that are left are 12 and 14, I'm going to stay online and be doing private readings and enjoying in between readings, being with my two girls, walking them to school in the morning, walking back through parks, and just taking it easy for a year or two while I enjoy being a mum to them. And I'll be live more. I'm live on here 5 times a week, 5 nights a week, and I'm in the shop in my private members club all the time as well. And we've got some really interesting things coming up with the Lengro ladies as well. Okay, let's have a little look. Let's go for did I just bring somebody up and take them down again? If I did, tell me and let me know, please. So Angela, I'm wondering if we're going to get a house move sooner rather than later. The problem that I've got with your cards here is that the house move that you're wanting is causing a lot of stress and anxiety. And the cards I've chosen for you shows that this may be affecting the relationships that are in your life. It also shows for you that financially it may be costing you more to make this move than it needs to. I feel for you at the moment that you mustn't take a move that would cost you more just to move as well. What you need to do instead is wait and find the right time to move into the perfect property. And I'm sorry, Angela, but the cards I picked for you show me that right now, up to date, you haven't found a property that's your perfect property. And I'd like you to tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right, please, because the cards I've got here, they tell me for you to wait. And they tell me that actually it's a winter time for you that's going to be better. So December, January and February is actually when I would love to see you move, Angela, but don't rush into anything, okay? You're also going to find as well, which is just something that I think, which is that now we're coming out of lockdown, people that want to move or want to sell their houses, and if you're stuck in a chain, might then get anxiety, might get set back with things or change their mind. But I think, Angela, please don't do a move that's not the move of your dreams, because I think that I'd rather you do one move than several. Do you agree with that? But I just want you to be happy, my darling, as well. Annie Easton, thank you so much. Children grow up, and you might see Honey come in and do a little dance in a moment. When I was live in the members club, she was dancing behind the screen over there as well. Tony Blunt, let's do a card for you. I was blabbering on before. I don't know where the time went. Motormouth. Who remembers the TV program, the kids' TV program with Neil Buchanan and Andrea Arnold's from years ago? I used to be on that on a Saturday morning when I was 16. Get up, go on a Friday night, get up about 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and I was on right after Fraggle Rock. I was. Okay, so Tony, you haven't asked a question, but what we've got is a Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles relates to somebody who's under the age of 30, so not a child, but an adult, but not an old adult. And it shows for me that this person is going to bring you out of your shell by giving you responsibilities or reason to worry about them. This is a good thing, but also you've got to be supportive of this person's future. It seems that the way you thought things were going to be coming out of lockdown are not the way that things will be. And you say as well, your teacher used to call you Motormouth. Well, after I worked on the program, everybody called me Motormouth. So yeah, you're being saved, Tony Blunt, by as you come out of lockdown, having someone else to support and someone else to look after. And can I tell you that this young man is going to do really well professionally and financially as well. Timing for you, again, of winter, what we've got here is a time when you get big news, possibly a time and news of another pregnancy or news of a birth for someone that you care for as well. Karen Doody, you remember that as well. How are you feeling, babe? How do you feel? Good? Good. Okay, thank you. Lucy's feeling a bit better. That's very good. If you heard a sniff, she's still snots to city. But she's got a massive Planet Hollywood jumper on and a little blanket round her as well. So do you know what? I absolutely love my girls, the best thing in the world. And I'm so proud as a mama. I really am. I did say as well that I'll get the girls on when they feel better and when we're settled in the new house to give some readings, because you start training as a clairvoyant and astrologer from when you're born. And so my grandmother used to make me sit at her knee, and my mother did, and she would say to me, how do you feel about this person? And I would say what I felt, and the kids do that as well. And of course, they've learnt the tarot cards as well. Let's have a little look. Dawn Rose, let's look at your finances as well. So Angela Hewitt, you agree it's probably all the stress and anxiety that's making you feel like this. You know what, that's why I chose tonight as well, to look at the positives and negatives of every sign as well. I think that by understanding that we do have negative traits, there's light and dark, isn't there? Yep, so I will. Chrissy, will you put some Vicks on her feet? Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so I've got 2 cards that are coming up here for you as well. Do you know what? Your finances can get better, but the truth of your reading, Dawn, is that you need to change what you do as a living or where you work in order for that to happen. And I don't feel that where you work at the moment, the people around you see you wanting to go any higher or wanting to get on. So let me ask you, please, Dawn Rose, do you feel that the people that you work with or that you work for just see you as Dawn, who does the job that Dawn does? If they don't see the ambition that you've got, then how can you expect for finances to improve? The card's also to do with retraining as well. Why don't you use where you work to add another skill, let them pay for it, and then move on when the time is right? Because what I know about your cards is you've certainly put your time in, and it's certainly given enough as well. Man. Bless you, Tony Blunt, as well. You've had big changes, and that takes adapting for you. So let's have a little look. Claire Ellis, a reading regarding love troubles at the moment. Love troubles. Let's have a look at that. Is that pink hair I see? I love it when people colour their hair. Have you seen Rose Pierce? She has a different coloured hair nearly every week as well. Catherine Kelly, see you soon. I'll be back live tomorrow at 8 o'clock if you want to join me then as well. And I'll probably be more structured then, because I won't have been rushing around for the girls and having done so many readings as well. Well, Dawn Rose, if they like you at work, then please ask them for more money. If you don't ask, then you won't get as well. So Claire, for you, the 3 of Wands for you is all about creativity and chaos at the moment, miscommunication at the moment. But the Ace of Pentacles, aces are to do with sparks and to do with new beginnings as well. What I can be sure of for you is that fresh beginnings have to happen in order for this relationship to work out. You need to be the one, Claire, who take something away from the relationship to say what you want it replaced with. Almost new rules, new regulations, and a way to go forward with this relationship with a better understanding of what you expect from the person in your life. So I don't think you know what you expect from each other. It's like rebuilding and beginning again for you. Your hair's always different colors. Love that about you. But I do feel more than anything, Claire, that for you, it's about rebuilding with fresh beginnings in this same relationship. Misunderstandings, but also there may be things that you don't know that are going on in his life as well. So there's a few readings for you as well. What I want to ask you guys is, what do you want to see more of in my life, or on my lives rather? Do you like it when it's just all readings? Or if you don't get picked, do you like it when I give you a little bit of information about astrology or about clairvoyance or about the esoteric? I'm going to be planning over the coming days and weeks where I'm going to take my shows, and I would love your feedback with that as well. Yeah, Claire Ellis, step back, say, this is what I want, and back off until he understands your rules and your regulations as well. But do comment away and let me know what you would like, not just from my solo lives, but also from Lengro lives as well. Frankie Payne says, I love it all. Claire Ellis says, I like both some readings and astrology. Yeah, I'm trying to shape it. So you've got to help me, guys, as well. Because like I said, I'm going live 5 nights a week now. My days off are Fridays and Sundays. And this Sunday, I may even pop on as I'm going to see Rose Pierce, who's going to cook us all a lovely roast and maybe put some colour in our hair as well to cheer Lou up and put some, I don't know what it's called when you put a big chunk of colour underneath at the back that lots of young girls have done now. Joanne Ripper, you like a mixture of everything. And it's your first time, Louise Tidcombe, on here. You love it. Probably both, though, as well. So I'm an astrologer that's a trained astrologer, a clairvoyant coming from the largest family of Romany gypsies in England. I also read palms as well, which is sometimes difficult to do on lives. But in the members club, we have been having a look at people's palm prints and studying what the shape of the hand means, looking at the love lines and the lifelines and things like that. And of course, tarot cards. So for those of you whose first time it is on here, I have also created my own tarot cards, which are the Claire Petulengro Romany Gypsy tarot cards, which come with an online course as well. And if you don't, you like to hear about my life story as well. Okay, all right then. There are also books that my mother's written, or I wrote for my mother because she's dyslexic, but we wrote them together because she was telling me the tales. There's A Girl in the Painted Caravan that tells about her upbringing in a Romany Vardo. And then there's Caravans and Wedding Bands, which starts off the day after she got married and eloped and ends with giving birth to me. And who knows, there could be another book in the pipeline for me. I've just got a few more chapters to fill in as well. Chrissy, you dyed your hair today. You feel so much better. Well, I'll feel better when Rose has got her hands on my hair as well, for sure. But I just want you to know that in this time of coming out of lockdown, make sure that you take care of yourselves and each other. And don't be afraid to communicate, because lots and lots of people are feeling the same. And I will work on putting some posts up as well this week, again, to tell you your signs' strengths and how you can best focus on coming out as the best version of you during these lockdown eases, or the easing of lockdown that we have now. I've even got articles on the right dog for your star sign to, like I said, how to tell if your partner's cheating for their star sign. There's lots of tongue-in-cheek ones there as well. But the most important thing to me is your mental health. I think you going live with people would be amazing. Chrissy, talk to me. I like this. And give readings and horoscopes. What if I brought you on live and did a few people live so you could see the person I'm giving a reading to, so we could see a reaction as well? Or I like being put under pressure. I definitely like that one as well. If you'd like to learn more about gemstones, air, Annie Easton, then join us right here live at 8 p.m. on Thursday, where I have got this show. Let me show you quickly. I have got this happening on Thursday. Oops, let's just take that off as well. There we go. Gemstone special. So that is this Thursday at 8 p.m. And of course, the hour before that at 7 p.m., Jack Tyler from Lengro, she is interviewing none other than Gwen Akora, wife of Derek Akora, where she goes uncut and beneath the covers to ask the questions that others wouldn't dare to. So we're coming up with loads of plans. And if you do have any interesting things of articles, things to talk about, or ideas for me, my email is at the top of my page as well. Just message me, because I do love to hear from you all as well. Yes, it'd be great you going live with people, and in my private members club as well, which you can join for the price of a coffee at Starbucks. Then I will be going live during the day from the park, on my walks, for chats, readings, and inspiration as well. And Wilma as well, please do know that you can set your phone to receive notifications of when I go live as well. So guys, before I go on to one more reading tonight, I'm going to go and check on my loo and find some Vicks. Chrissy, thank you so much for that tip. You all have a great night, and I'll be back live here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock in the members club and 8 o'clock here on the main page as well. So do message me Inbox me, let me know what you want, and I'll be here to serve. Thank you so much. I can get Lee on as well. If you'd like to have Lee back, then I will certainly bring my cousin Lee back as well. In the meantime, have a great night and take care of you guys.